I'm just going to make a quick video on repair of a CPS-1 board. It's a Megaman board. Here's the Megaman board, and I've got it not working, booted to a black screen. I checked the A board with a known working A board. It still just had a black screen, and all the EPROMs look like they're in pretty good shape with the original labels on there. But when I put this on, it was a good, actually, a Strider board. It had a graphic issue. It's typical for an A board. So there's a graphic issue with the A board. But it still should have booted. So it led me to believe that the C board here, this little square board, is the bad board. If these are bad, sometimes it won't boot at all. So we're gonna give it a shot. Now the CPS B21 is the exact same one as Street Fighter Hyper Fighting. Also Championship Edition as well, if you have that. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to take this and this C board here and put it on this and see if it'll boot up. I also have, this is supposed to be working. I bought it working. Turns out that it does work, minus the sound. It's typical for these boards. The sound goes bad. You change out the Z80 chip. Hopefully that's the only thing wrong with it. I'm still waiting to hear back from the seller though, because he sold it as working. I don't want to touch it until he gives me the okay on that. But at least it'll boot with this A board. I should be able to see. So I'm going to try to put this C board on the Megaman C board because they're interchangeable. And then once I do that, hopefully this will boot up. If I use this A board, I'll have a graphic issue. If I use this A board, what I mean by A board is the board, the motherboard on the bottom, this one right here. If I use this one, it should boot up and play fine. It just have no sound. Usually this chip over here, that Z80, that big chip right there with the design on it, usually goes bad on these boards. So we'll see what we can do. I'm going to cut here and switch it out and see if it boots up. So I'm here with this Megaman, the Power Battle. Actually, it's been some time since I actually pulled this back out. I put it on the back burner for a little while, and the first section of this video was probably about 6 months ago. Pulled it back out. I knew I was assuming that this C board was bad because I tested it, this A board here, which is this bottom board, and I was still getting nothing on the screen, and that's usually a good sign that this chip is bad. But I tested this out with my Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, and the C board actually checked out working. So I knew it was isolated to the B board here with all the ROMs on it. If it was a ROM issue, I would probably still get the board to boot with some graphic issues, so I pretty much eliminated the fact that it was bad ROM. One of the first things I did, knowing that I was getting a dead board altogether, and it was in pretty good shape, I changed out this PAL here. Once I changed out this PAL, it actually booted up, had a very bad graphic issue. So what I did, as a lesson learned for me, is you can see I have the factory labels here. I assumed that it was in the right spot, going 1 through 9, and then 10 through 19. I assumed they were in the right spot, so when I checked it against MAME to make sure there wasn't a bad ROM here, it turned out that all the files were there, but I didn't check the location. And if you see here, even from factory with this deal, there were 8 ROMs total that had to be swapped. So I have 1, so that was 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 6. These 2, and these 2, along with these 2, and these 2 as well, had to be switched. That's where I was getting my graphic issue from. So lesson learned, make sure when you check these ROMs, make sure they check out right. Also check the location. Even from factory, it looks like you would assume it is 1 through 9, and even from factory I had to reverse them. Board boots up great now, no issues at all. I'll throw it in the cabin and I'll let you guys watch. Booting up the board here. Now when I had this with the ROM switched around, it was real bad graphic issue. There was lines all over the place. It was playing, you could see everything moving, but it was bad lines. So a simple PAL brought it back to life, and then switching out the ROMs to, even though it was marked a certain location, checking it against MAME, checking against the location where it's supposed to be, and here we go. The game's working great. I'm excited about this one. I was a big fan of Megaman back in the day, so I'm real excited about playing this one. If you have any questions, just shoot me a message, and thanks for watching.